And it's Easter morning, and I wish every one of you a happy Easter. This is Mike Lodge on the Business Advisor. So today's Sunday. Today's that Easter day. And we're not going to talk about business today. We're going to talk more probably about what I do in mediation. That is trying to get people to forgive. You know, if you look at anything about Easter and about the message of Easter, we have to get to the whole core of what it's all about. And if you believe in the Bible at all, you understand the story of how God sent his son down here. Why? To forgive us of our sins. So many different times. We as humans, it's hard for us to forgive. We can say, yes, I forgive, I forget, but no, we don't. That's the problem. We never do because we're these humans, and every once in a while we have these low moments, and then we begin feeling sorry for ourselves, and we begin to think about what other people have said to us and what they've done to us, and we begin to relive the whole situation again, and then we've forgotten that we ever forgave at all. A good friend of mine once told me, what you have to do, when those feelings of unforgiveness come up, you've got to look up and you've got to say, help me forgive one more time. Just help me forgive one more time. That's all I'm asking. I know I'm a weak human and I know that it's going to come up, so I got to forgive just one more time. The whole message of Easter was not just about Easter eggs and bunnies. I don't know where that came from, to tell you the truth. I know it's fun. I love the chocolate. I'm a chocolate kind of person. But that's not the message of what Easter is about. It's about a father sending his son to die on our behalf on the cross, where he had two thieves on each side that he forgave. And then the curtain in the temple was ripped from top to bottom all the way down, and we heard the voice, "It is done." And God gave his life. Jesus gave his life to forgive us of our sins. And I tell you, we human beings, we are sinners. We sin every single day. We seem to choose the wrong choices instead of the right choices, because the wrong choices seem a little bit more fun, but end up getting us into a whole bunch of trouble. But we have this God, and he says, I forgive you. Just come to me and ask for forgiveness, and I'll forgive you. I love that Bible verse of John 3:16. Gosh, when I was in church school, when I was a child, that was one of the first memory verses I remember reciting and putting into my mind. And even to this day, I can still hear it in my mind where it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him may not perish, but may have life everlasting." Because he forgave. Now, in mediation, as a mediator, I have a whole bunch of people that come in front of me who have not forgiven the other individual. They want to put every single hate and hatred and anger moment that they want and put it on the table and discuss it. They want everybody to hear it all over again. But see, in order to resolve issues, you have to forgive very quickly. Yeah, it's going to come up again, and you have to forgive again. But when you're trying to resolve something, especially if you are a parent trying to resolve something with the other parent, you have got to put that hatred or that anger or that words and actions to the side and focus on what needs to happen right now with that child. You got to say, okay, I'm going to forgive one more time because I have a child that needs my care. I need a child that needs me to be a parent. When you're having that tough time at the job, you've got to be able to put those words that were said to you to the side and focus on what you need to accomplish at that moment. See, we can keep playing those words of anger and hostility and put downs and everything else type of bad words that are used to get to our goat. But we can't let that happen because we've got to be able to stay focused. I tell you, that's what I love about the story of Jesus, is because he had a lot of stories. He had a lot of parables. And I think sometimes we have to take in our lives, we have to use parables, and we need to use stories in order to get from that anger point over to this peaceful point. So many times when I'm in mediation with individuals, I'm trying to find that one positive thing that I can build on with these two individuals in front of me. I can spend all day focusing on the negativity and the anger and the hate. But if I can find that just one positive common ground that I can build on to get these two individuals to a point where they will agree, then I know I've done my job. Instead of always trying to find the bad, find the good. Because on good you can build, on bad you just tear down. And that's what forgiveness is all about, is trying to find that good point, that good issue that you can build upon to make that relationship, to make that job, to make that family situation resolvable. It's hard to forgive, I tell you, it's really hard. I have gone through things in my life that even to this day, I find myself turning over and over and over again in my mind. I always ask the question, if only I could have said this, if only I could have done that, if only. But instead, I have chosen to find the positiveness to build on. See, forgiveness finds the positive to build. If you want to be that ugly, angry, hateful person, you will never build anything that's good. Instead, you will always tear down what's good. So on this happy Easter day, and if you are angry at anybody, if you have this eruption inside you about another person or what they've said or what they've done, put it to the side and say, okay, I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. And then I want you to sit down and I want you to understand what Easter is really, really, really all about. Forgiveness. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it feels terrible to be thinking about it. Thinking about all the words and everything that people have said and put downs and everything. But let me tell you something. Once you have forgiven, once you've asked God to forgive you, and once you have decided to find the positive instead of looking at the negative all the time, you will be able to move forward and be able to move mountains and be able to create great things in your life. This Easter is a day about forgiveness. So I ask that you forgive. Everybody go out and have a great Easter. Eat a lot, laugh a lot, tell good stories, find a couple of eggs out in the garden, but enjoy the day and remember that what this day is all about, it's about forgiveness. This is Mike Lodge. Happy Easter, everybody. Bye-bye.